Hello, YouTube and Twitch. Hope everyone's doing well today. It was a nice, beautiful day again, as always. I love the comments because I love summer weather, so you know, that stuff's important to me. I gotta work in a couple hours, but I had the itch to play some Battlefront, so that's what we're gonna do until I gotta head out. I love this game, man. Oh boy. I think a bot is blowing up my Twitter today. Yeah, yep, that's a bot. Yep. Alright. This is a good map to snipe, I feel like. I mean, unless we're inside, I'll spawn on this guy since he's the... How do I zoom in again? Middle mouse, cool. I feel like the meta in this game... Oh, I forgot. So I was taking screenshots a minute ago for some thumbnails on YouTube for this game. And, wow. Well, I turned off the UI. Let me change this. I turned off the UI. I thought maybe it'd be kind of fun to give it a shot. Obviously it hinders us, so we'll see. Yeah, no, this is actually pretty rough. I don't know where anything's at. Never mind. Shoot, where do I change it at? There we go. Yeah, that was just too much. I don't know where anything's at. I don't know where to go. But yeah, it's a nice, beautiful day. I'll finally be going back to work after, gosh, like 3 weeks. So I'm a little excited though. You know, I like my coworkers, more or less. Nah, they're all right people. So it'll be nice to see them. I won't be able to focus as much on streaming and everything, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop by any means. I'm actually, lately I've been wanting to stream like non-stop, and I'm not like feeling any amount of burnout. Oh my gosh, chat. I apologize, I'm doing terrible right now. This is bad. Let's see, what do we, I feel like the scores are relatively even. I keep getting in really bad positions. Like that's what it keeps boiling down to.
Emergency situation. West landing pad almost lost.
Oh, damn, bro. That's crazy. I must have, like, stepped right on top of that grenade like an idiot. Maybe if I, like, sit all the way back here. But then I rely on someone being at the door, which isn't ideal. There we go. We got a kill. That's something. Maybe scout isn't the way to go. Try the heavy gunner. I need to warm up a little bit. Well, I wonder if Vader can... Oh, I see him going around. See him on the mini-map, he's right over here. Okay. Man, I just can't get a good position. Everywhere I go feels like a meat grinder. Oh, nope, nope, nope.
Got a foothold on the east landing pad. Look who showed up. Got a friend on
Damn.
site.
I see this guy sit there for a minute. That Vader, or that Maul, just gonna sit there and camp.
Lost some time. Not enough. Fall back. Into the next sector.
I don't like the Jet Trooper, to be honest.
Hangar next.
Commando's alright.
If we don't keep those areas
Well, we might as well save up for a hero. But I think we're inside now, so... switching to Assault's probably a good idea. It's got some pretty good area denial.
Targeting hostiles.
Damn,
They're moving in on the hangar.
that's unfortunate. See you.
Clankers in the hangar. Changing weapons. Going inside.
Clankers in the hangar. That was a bar.
No, they're in the barracks. End of position. Melt them down.
I don't want to waste the points on a commando. I really want to try and get like a hero.
Changing weapons. Going inside. They want the hangar. Make sure the price is high.
I've always played against bots. So I'm still like learning how to actually play against people a little bit. 'Cause obviously it plays a lot different.
Got a signal from the fleet. Reinforcements aren't far now. We can't lose any more ground.
I would just do bots because usually I just like get off work and I just kind of wanted to chill and do something easy, but
That's as bad as it sounds.
I figured for stream that's probably not
Clone army.
as entertaining. Damn, we were way back here. That sucks. I like this part right here though that we're at. If you can hold these hallways, you're pretty much good. Because it's just a straight funnel.
Scanning hostile.
We're close. Oh, wait a minute. This team is not a clone trooper and more like built like a stormtrooper. Oh, I thought we were gonna get enough points. That's too bad. I've noticed too in a lot of my matches, I mean, this probably is fairly consistent in multiplayer in general, because it's been a really long time since I've played like competitive or just online games. It feels like my matches are always incredibly one-sided. There's normally just one team that completely stomps out the other one. It's usually, yeah, exactly, Scary Fawn right there. It's usually always one player that is like hard carrying the team. Not to discredit the other players, but there's usually one that's like way up there. But yeah, our leaderboard's not even close to theirs, so what can you do?
Get ready.
I love Leia though. She's probably my favorite hero.
Han send you?
Brother, what am I getting shot from?
I'll do it myself.
We're kind of holding them though. This is what I was talking about. If you can hold these hallways, you're good. Once they break into the room though, it's really hard to gain ground again.
I wish we knew what we were up against. Sturdy!
But Leia's good for this because you can just ban grenades. And her blaster, I think she pulls out an E11D with the enhanced fire rate. So good. Her pistol's alright. But the rest of her abilities are just so solid. Doesn't really matter. Uh-oh. There's Maul.
Don't waste shots! I've got this!
This is a good angle right here.
I've seen worse battles, you know.
Ooh. At least we got a kill streak finally, man. I went like 6 deaths without getting a kill there in the beginning. But this is the first match of the day, so we're still warming up a little bit. I'm not like much of an online player, but I'm still a very competitive person, so
No? Fine! The Emperor is our new target!
we're doing pretty good actually. We got him down to 24, it's not bad.
Won't hold long!
Maul's taking a charge though. We gotta get off. Hey, we got a lot of damage on him.
Doing well so far.
That was pretty good.
Act nicely, we'll take you prisoner.
Oh, I wanted to get that guy. That was ballsy. $15 kills remaining. Nice. Yeah, we're in force now. That's sick. What a huge turnaround. I think I stopped playing online because I have a really naturally competitive nature, and I was getting way too emotionally invested. Like, I would rage pretty bad. You know, I'd break controllers and stuff like that. But that was, like, years ago. And now I'm, like, a little bit older and a lot more mellowed out, so I really want to kind of get back into competitive shooters and stuff. But that was sick, chat. We pulled through. I gotta say, quite proud of myself. Let me say, we got third. Not bad. I'll take it. We joined late, and we were garbage right there in the beginning, so that's a pretty good turnaround. You know, man, my only gripe, which is a very minor one, but my only gripe with streaming currently is there are just so many bot accounts. It's ridiculous. Gosh. Speaking of bot accounts, every time I make a tweet that I'm going live, there's more like VTuber illustrators. One of them even retweeted. I mean, hey, cool, you know. It just sucks because I don't want to be a dick, you know, like at all. But when like people follow or message me or like hang out and chat, it's like, all right, are you a real person or are you a bot? Who am I talking to right now? But I'm starting to get a little bit better of a flow for streaming and everything. I still have like a couple things to work on here and there. One thing that I'm really excited for that I was thinking about recently was, oh boy, it's a lot of clones. Is, I want to start making like, you know, like video essays on YouTube. Oh, lucky bastard. But yeah, I want to start making some video essays on YouTube. I think, I loved writing essays in high school and college. Like English class is probably my favorite class. So it's funny when you think about it like that. Like I used to watch people when I was younger make video essays, and I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. And then finally one day it clicked, and I was like, this is literally what I did in English class. You just put some like video game footage on top of the essay that you just wrote, and that's like you're basically presenting to the class just like high school, you know. So it's actually it's not taught, obviously it's not taught in that way, but when you think about it like that, it's like a very easily transferable skill, which is really cool. So I'm really excited to give it, you know, give it a shot, because I think I'll be really good at it. I was thinking my first video that I'm gonna make is I'm gonna feature some Skyrim gameplay and talk about how, yeah, I gotta get back. That was, I just walked right into oncoming fire. But you know, there's like a big trend going on right now that my generation is getting a little bit older, and they're like, everyone's like, oh, you know, gaming's not fun anymore, like I don't enjoy games like I used to, blah blah blah. And I'm gonna make a video on that and talking about like my experiences and how like streaming has reshaped that perspective for me, and you know, just playing games with a completely different perspective, not playing a game to like beat it or win, but just to have fun, because that's what it used to be, you know. Because, you know, when I was a kid, I used to get completely lost in games, just totally immersed in the world and the lore and the quests, you know. But now, like, it's like every game I'm like trying way too hard to like beat it as fast as possible. I skip dialogue and cutscenes, and it's like, for what? Like, why do I get this game if I play it like a job? And I think, unfortunately, some of that kind of spills over from my current job, because like the #1 skill, or you know, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of more like a soft skill than it is like a hard skill. But like sense of urgency, you know, it's kind of, I guess, more like a personality trait. But sense of urgency is so important at my job, which is essentially just like there's no downtime. Like you're always working, which I know in theory any business of course would want you to be constantly working. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to sound like lazy or anything, but sometimes, man, like it can be hard to keep up. And I'm in pretty good shape. I go to the gym regularly, but physically and mentally it's very demanding. And I think that some of that work mentality, unfortunately, just, oh my god, that was sick. Some of that work mentality just kind of unfortunately spills over into me playing games. And if I had to take a guess, I'm not saying that like that's a universal application for everybody in my age bracket that's getting like fatigued from playing games nowadays, but if I had to take a guess, I feel like if you watch the trend of my age group getting older and having less fun in video games, I feel like it has a lot of correlations to do with like this whole like maturing process and, you know, working. Because now, like, it's not like you go to school and then you have like summer vacation and all the, like, you go to work now, you know, A lot of people work probably full-time, if not more. There's actually a lot of people I know that have 2 or 3 jobs, unfortunately, and you know, people are working minimums like 50 hours a week. So, you know, work just inevitably spills into life, and it kind of becomes a new way of living. And you tie that in with like the whole professionalism aspect, and you know, you totally change, and that's fine. That's what life is about. People are always changing. But I think for people like me, and there's a lot of people out there, of course, who are kind of like, we're not immature, but we're kind of children at heart, you know? Like, we like games, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, you know, we live in a world now where it's, at least I would say from my experiences in like American society, we live in a world that is so focused on career development and money and professionalism and networking, and it just like, it kind of just spills into your life entirely, and there's almost like becoming a smaller and smaller separation between your professional life and your social life. And that was very prevalent when I went to Fiji, right? So I went to, oh no, my mouse is on my UI. I gotta fix that real quick, chat. One sec. Okay, we're good. I went to Fiji, and when I was at the airport, so I landed in Fiji, and I was at the airport, and I was just part of like a random routine inspection. One of the airport officers, she stopped me, and she's like, "Oh, can I just see your passport? Like, don't worry, it's not anything. It's just, you know, it's procedure." And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And in America, you know, especially in an airport, like everything's incredibly fast-paced. You gotta be fast, present everything fast. You have to have everything just right. Like the TSA, rightfully so. The TSA are pretty. What's the word? I don't know what the correct word is here, but essentially, like, they get pretty irritable, you know, even if you do like one minor thing wrong. And I get it, like national security, but like in an American airport, you have to do everything perfectly and very quickly, effective and efficiently. And in Fiji, you know, that kind of mentality was still kind of sticking around with me, and so I was like kind of anxious. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me get my, yeah, I'm one sec, let me grab it. And you know, I'm kind of standing there all anxiously trying to grab my passport and everything. And the officer like actually like she kind of like puts her hand on me and like reassurance, and she was like, "Relax, you're on Fiji time." And I didn't know like what that really meant at first, but it was very calming. And so I, you know, like relaxed, I slowed down, I took my time to pull out my passport. I wasn't like anxiously rifling through my pockets. Wow. Damn, chat, that was a kill streak and a half, man. But who do I want to play? I really don't know. I don't know if I want to play anyone right now. I might just keep sniping. I mean, we're probably gonna lose, but so I was in Fiji for 2 weeks, and the longer I was there, the more I was exposed to the whole Fiji time thing. And that's not even like a tourist joke. Like, that's literally how they live their lives in Fiji. It was like a common thing. It was like common knowledge that if there's a dinner scheduled for 6 p.m., it might not start until 8, and that's okay. There's no issues with that. Like, there's no rush. And in America, we're so focused on like set deadlines and goals. Everything has to be done like by a specific time. Otherwise that results in like failure or like an annoyance or anger. And in Fiji, it just wasn't like that. You know, the Fijian population, from my experiences. So Fiji is comprised of like 300 plus islands, and some of them are very minor islands, you know, like not even inhabitable. And other islands, there's resorts on them. And there's like one major island that comprises like the Fijian population and the government. And in Fiji, there was like one major city, which was the city of Nandi. I'm pretty sure it was spelled Nadi, but it's pronounced Nandi. Like there's an N before the D. And other than that, the rest, there's a couple tourist towns where you can find like kind of felt like Australia a little bit, like some like there's like harbor towns with coffee shops and boutiques and all that for like the tourist type, a little bit more upscale. But Fiji's really interesting because you got the native Fijian population, and then there was a huge immigration of Indians during some sort of political turmoil that I can't remember. Fire Elite Twitch, what's up? How you doing? But Fiji, other than like the city of Dundee and those couple like tourist port towns, it was mostly comprised of like a lot of like smaller villages. And there is like a national government, but the villages are also like completely autonomous and separate from the government. And what's interesting, just like as a random example, so like in Fiji, you can drink, like in the cities and everything, you can drink alcohol, but in the villages, alcohol is completely illegal. And so, like there's a ruling national government, but the village is pretty much like they do whatever they want. It's completely their own thing. And sometimes they even have their own laws that the local government doesn't enforce, which is really interesting. But yeah, like the disparity from that experience from like American and Fijian culture was like a huge culture shock in terms of just how relaxed and mellow everybody is. I'm good. What about you? Oh yeah, I'm chilling. I'm having a great time. I gotta work in a couple hours, but I'm just kind of getting in a little quick Battlefront 2 session before I gotta go. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I was just... Ooh, wow. I was just talking before you hopped in. I was talking about how, like, people aren't having, like, as much fun in video games anymore. And... Or, like, you know, different age groups, like my age group now, because I was born in the 90s, and so, like, I think a lot of my age group are kind of, like... I don't want to say they're aging out of video games, because I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just, like, the whole, like, growing up process, and, like, losing kind of, like, that childlike perspective, and becoming, like, a quote-unquote adult, you know? But, yeah. You seem chill. I'm a follow. Well, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out. I try to be chill, you know? Sometimes I rage a little bit at games, but I'm pretty laid back. I'm pretty easygoing. I just like to have fun, you know? And I like, I love playing video games, and I just started streaming about a month ago, so being able to show off doing something I love and have the opportunity to hang out with people and talk while I'm doing that, it's like a win-win, you know? I'm pretty rusty at this, obviously. To be honest, I hadn't touched a multiplayer game in quite a while. I was getting too emotionally invested in them, so I kind of like took a step back and played a lot of solo stuff, but I love Star Wars, and the Battlefront games, I think, were like way ahead of their time. Obviously the microtransaction things were pretty terrible, but yeah, I think Battlefront had so much potential to be such an amazing game. It would get boring sometimes, and I wasn't born in the 90s. Yeah, well, and I think like the whole gaming atmosphere has completely changed. Ever since, like, because when I was a kid, I would argue that gaming was a little bit more about like the art and community aspects. Not that that's not true today, but back then, monetization and microtransactions almost didn't exist. You know, you would buy a fully released game flat out, and that was it. And ever since Bethesda, you know, subtly introduced like the horse armor and kind of, and then like, you know, Fortnite with the battle pass and like live service games became a thing. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing inherently, but from my perspective, it feels like the whole focus shifted from having fun to like, how do we increase user retention and then eventually increase users spending money on our games. I'm pretty rusty at this. Proceeds to play like a pro. Yeah, right. I'm probably bottom of the leaderboard right now. I'm mid-level. But I appreciate the flattery. Thank you. I did pop off last round. I think sometimes I just kind of gotta get in like my groove. But previously, like, I pretty much only played against bots, so. Dang, bro. But well, you know, like, so like, I work for Costco, right? And so I'm exposed to like a lot of corporate shenanigans. It's a good job, but and I studied business. I got a bachelor's degree in business. Not that that means anything. It's just I learned a lot about like business tactics, you know? And for example, like gas stations, when they give you a gas card and it's like your first X amount of gallons are like X cents off, you know, like that's like an initial cost that the company has to eat, but then eventually that and like hopefully leads to you becoming like a recurring user. Oh shoot, of like that company's gas. And so like the relevance of that in this is that like that's kind of how video games operate. And back in the day, it just used to be passionate people making games, but now it's like businesses make games. Like, you know, the businesses on the stock market make games. And when shareholders become involved, that totally changes the whole game up. Games like Fortnite should have transactions because a game like that should have skins, cosmetics. Yeah. No, I'm not arguing that like it shouldn't have microtransactions. And in fact, I actually, believe it or not, like I actually like the way Fortnite does it because it's a free-based game and it's constantly updating with free content that anyone can play on any system at any time. And usually, like, I'll actually really enjoy the cosmetics and the collaborations that Fortnite does. I think actually Fortnite does a really good job when it comes to monetization. But I think the issue is a lot of companies don't. And that's coming from someone who played Destiny 2 for many years. I loved that game a lot. And then eventually at one point, I just had to be like, this game feels like a job. Same with WoW. I've played Destiny and WoW. And those live service games, like, am I playing a game still, or am I like working a job with like bounties and daily quests and then like end game content with raids? You have to like keep up with that stuff. And it just becomes such a commitment and it takes so much time. Pay to win games suck though. Yeah, Fortnite's way is great. Yeah. Yes, pay to win, that is trash. And Fortnite, I really enjoy Fortnite too. I'm not much of a battle royale guy, but you know what I like too about Fortnite is all the player generated content. So like I grew up on Flash games on, you know, the internet back in the day, and a lot of like the game modes that players create kind of remind me of Flash games. So yeah, there's just like, you could do anything in Fortnite. Like there's like the horror game modes, there's the battle royale modes, there's competitive modes. You can do like, I like to do the tycoon games. Those are actually kind of fun. I don't play much online games, mostly offline games. Red Dead Redemption series, GTA, indie horror, all that. The time I do play online games is just for fun or trophy hunting. Yeah. No, that's the same for me actually. I'm predominantly, I either play single player games, like story based ones, like Red Dead was amazing, GTA for sure. Or I'll play like co-op games with my friends, like party games, like Golf with Friends, Ultimate Chicken Horse. Repo was pretty fun. Or like the co-op survival crafting games like Minecraft or Valheim. Yeah, typically I'm not much of a like competitive multiplayer person. Kind of like to just relax, but I saw like there was a big resurgence for Battlefront 3, and so I thought that was kind of cool. And yeah, I just love Star Wars. The game's beautiful. I like the way the battles are super immersive, especially when you got like 20v20 and there's like lasers and explosions everywhere. I just think it looks really cool. Battlefront 3, spread the word. Yeah, exactly. Amen, brother. I am, well, that's what I was saying earlier, you know, like EA kind of fumbled the ball with the transactions at the very beginning. And, you know, there was like a lot of drama behind all of that, but then they ended up making like a really fantastic game. And it's so sad because they made the game after everyone left and had a bad taste in their mouth from EA. But if like people came back and saw what there is now, it's like completely unrecognizable. And this game looks and plays better than some modern shooters that come out today. And I can't remember how old this is, but I feel like that's like quite the testament, you know? Because DICE can make some really beautiful games. The way colors pop. Do you think they'll actually listen and make Battlefront 3? BF2 is so alive now. So I did see a tweet the other day, and it was some like old head dev at DICE, and he tweeted that him and some of the other old school devs from DICE, quote, want to get the gang back together, which essentially means like they do want to for sure. I think like people want it, obviously. I think the only issue that it comes down to at the end of the day is like licensing between Disney and DICE, you know? Trust me, I would love to see a Battlefront 3. I think that would 100% be worth it. Unfortunately, that's just a battle of lawyers and, you know, suits trying to figure out. But I think it would be a great idea. I think it would sell well. I think all the drama from the past release is more or less washed over, I would expect. And I know sentiment towards EA is just kind of bad in general for a lot of reasons. But I mean, I don't know, you know, it is what it is. I'm always willing to give publishers another shot, especially on a game I love, like Star Wars. Because I grew up on Star Wars. Like, I'm a Star Wars kid at heart, so, you know. I'm not, like, a super big fan of all the newest Disney content, but that doesn't mean that I don't want Disney content, you know. I thought Rogue One was really good. I haven't watched the newest season, but I watched the first season, and I thought that was pretty stellar. This game is from 2017, so 8 years old. That's amazing. For an 8-year-old game, it looks brand new. I think there's a good chance they make a Battlefront 3. It'll probably be a while if we do see it, though, considering like all of this player sentiment only just started. And I don't know, like, I'm not a video game developer, so I can't say, but I imagine this would probably take them like a good several years to make a third one, if I had to just take a random shot in the dark. So, and at that point, you know, would DICE want to commit to that? Obviously, I think they should, but that's just like, that's biased because I just want to play another Battlefront. But they would have to do like a whole like analysis, you know. But I mean, it seems like, you know, Disney's still pumping out Star Wars stuff, so why not make another Battlefront, you know? Oh, you know what? Nah, I'll stick with this. Actually, no, I will. So Death Troopers, I love Death Troopers. These guys are my favorite. They look cool. They play really well. Never played Battlefront 1. I saw BF2 was out and I played that. I think BF1 is dead, so I'm not buying that. I definitely buy BF3 though. Yeah, I bought BF1 and 2 in a bundle, and BF1 surprisingly just didn't age well compared to BF2. Like, this game just looks and plays so much better than the first one, so I would say that you're not missing anything. But when I was a kid, I played the original Battlefront 1s and 2s, and sometimes I still do play them. I know they did like a remake of Battlefront 2, and there was a lot of drama behind that one too, so I would say don't bother with that, just buy like the original. Oh, was that a... Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was somebody. I thought that was just another one of my guys. If we continue being active for at least another week or so, I think they'll highly consider it, and if they do make it, I hope they take their time and make it perfect. I did see someone say that, I think it was like a gaming journalist or something, and they were like, oh. Shoot, that's so sad. They said if EA does do Battlefront 2, they think that like they would have to see like consistent engagement for like a month. But I think that's doable. I mean, it seems to be still pretty... I haven't checked the Steam chart recently, but it still looks to be pretty consistent, so... And I know people are still making videos. I think even Moist Critical made a video on Battlefront 2, which is pretty huge, you know? Like, he's got a huge reach, so... A lot of people had to have seen that. Imagine Mandalorian, Mace Windu, and a Palpatine Senator version with Saber. There's so much potential. Yeah, that's actually a fantastic point you just brought up that I didn't consider, is the fact that there's so much more Star Wars content for them to build off of. Because yeah, they could do like Ahsoka, they could do Mandalorian. Yeah, Mace Windu is a huge missed one, honestly. That's like one of my favorite Jedi. Yeah, there's a lot of Star Wars out there now. There's like the Book of Boba Fett. I know I'm forgetting some, but... And like, you know what oh dude, if they made like Commander Cody from the Clone Wars, oh, that would be so cool. That just like gave me chills thinking about playing as Commander Cody. Like, I know you can mod and everything, but like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to see like an official Commander Cody in Battlefront. Steam chart says 15,000 players right now. That's actually really good. That's better than what it was. Imagine PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever else it's on. Yeah. No, there's huge potential. And like, Star Wars isn't going anywhere, you know, like no matter like all the drama and opinions on the internet of what people think, like, this is like an evergreen franchise, you know, like Star Wars is never going anywhere, especially with Disney at the reins. Like, they're gonna keep pumping Star Wars probably past the time, you know, I'm alive, which is crazy.
The survivors are scattering, but they have nowhere to run. Mos Eisley and Tatooine pose no threat to the Empire.
Star Wars will never die. Yeah, for real. Darth Vader is very iconic. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that scene in episode 4 when he boards the rebel spaceship and he's just like mowing down all those rebel guards. That's such a iconic scene. It's so cool. I take it you're a big Star Wars nerd as well, like myself. You watched all the movies and shows and everything, or you know, a good amount of them because there's so much out there now. I'll be honest, I haven't watched all the new Star Wars stuff, but I do want to watch Andor for sure. I'm a bit of like a retro guy. I grew up on the prequels, but the original trilogy are definitely my favorite. Isn't that the scene from the movie? Yeah, it's episode 4 that scene's from. And I think they remade that scene in It might have been like the Obi-Wan series. I can't remember. Or no, I think it was Rogue One. Because I think, if I remember correctly, the ending of Rogue One leads immediately into Episode 4, the very beginning. I stopped watching Star Wars a while ago, but I've watched most of it, all movies, most of the shows. I just can't be on consistently. I don't have time. No, that's totally fair. Yeah, I get that 100%. Totally understand. There's just so much out there too. It's hard to keep up. Even when I want to, I just can't because yeah, time, work, and the streaming's like really important to me right now. So, you know, because I've been like. I work nights, so I'm gonna have to figure out like a schedule, but I've been streaming like every day for like the last week or two, and I've absolutely loved it. Like I've got like no burnout whatsoever. I want to keep doing it. Oh, wow, that grenade was right on top of me. That was a crazy throw. That's unlucky. Sometimes I'm still kind of learning like the range that you should be at in some of these engagements, because sometimes I feel like I'm too far back, but in the moment I take like 2 steps forward, I'm like seem to be in the middle of the enemy team.
Turbo laser clear. Sweeping area.
Oh. Come on. Peek your head. I can see. Oh, nice. Oh. I feel like that shot was close if that guy didn't walk in front of me.
Explosive arming. Reinforcements to the fuel supply.
Nice. I don't watch it in the exact order of lore and all that. I just watch what I feel like watching. Yeah, totally. Don't really care what order. That aim. Yeah, right. I'm a little rusty, but I appreciate your kind words. That's very kind of you.
Enemy movement. They're planning charges.
I used to be pretty good. I got into like Modern Warfare 2 came out when I was like a teenager, and I got really into Call of Duty, and then I like stopped playing for a while. And I used to be really good at shooters, but I'm getting a little bit older, and I haven't played them very much in a while, so I'm kind of like rehashing an old skill that I once had.
Head down.
I got pretty into Destiny 2 also. I was pretty good at that once upon a time, but I can't keep up in like Trials and Iron Banner anymore. That stuff is just way too much. Oh, that guy's got a shield. Dang. Wait. Yeah, so this is I did get killed by a ship. This is Galactic Conquest, I believe. Yes, Galactic Conquest. So it's 20v20. And it's like every timeline, it's just like a bunch of objective-based game modes. And it's usually like there's an attacking team and a defending team. Why did that trooper walk in front of you? Yeah, he cut my shot off. I have 242 hours of BF2, and I still suck. I bet you're a lot better than you think you are. I think it's a lot easier to be harder on yourself and kinder to a stranger. Because you think I'm good, and I think I'm okay, so, you know.
We're losing ground. This battlefield is to their advantage. Fall back to secondary positions.
Gotta fall back.
Their goal is in the detention block, but we need not let them through.
I forgot this mode existed. Yeah, I like this one a little bit more, just because I like the progression of everything. And I feel like this one's a lot more conducive for... I kind of like to be like a sniper in these games. I like to just sit back and chill and try and click heads as much as possible.
Allied reinforcements landing.
I find that, like,
Arrived.
if I try to do, like, the whole assault class thing and just, like, run up and shoot people, I just feel like I'm dying all the time. I kind of, I think it's fun just, like, trying to get, like, as high of a KD as possible. So, like, get as many kills without dying as you can. It's kind of harder because, you know, you got to sit back and you got to be able to, like, click people's heads. But once you land those shots, they're so satisfying too, you know? Like, it's so rewarding. God, there's a lot of guys right there. I just can't, like... There's so many people, I can't land up a shot. Oh. Oh. I suck at co-op. Not heroes, though. If I play Maul, I can 2v1 people because I feel he's built for 2v1s with that speed. See, and that's my weakness, is I can't do Jedi heroes. Like, I'm so bad with a lightsaber, I just can't figure it out. If I do play a hero, it's usually any one of them with a blaster. Like, Leia's my favorite, probably. Bosk is like a close second. But, I like a lot of the saber heroes, but I just can't play them. I'm just not good at them. I pretty much just, like, run out in the open and just get blasted, like, immediately. The melee gameplay is just, like, hard for me to figure out. Because I'm, like, a very, like, far-off player, so... I definitely prefer co-op stuff like this, though. More chaotic and fun. Heroes is mostly for fun lightsaber duels. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I like the chaos of this. Because, like, Battle Royales are a little too competitive for me. Like, they're chaotic, too, because there's, like, 100 players, but... like, team deathmatch stuff in, like, Call of Duty, I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, because they just get really sweaty. I like just having these big open battlefields and I can just kind of do whatever I want. It's a little bit more just, like, laid back and not as, like, seriously focused.
Enemy reinforcements! One of their top people, I think.
Oh, man, that was crazy. I just barely missed that rocket. Oh, that's Leia. That's too bad. I mean, we have different skills. You're good at shooting. I'm good at sabers. We're completely different in such a fun way. Yeah, and that's what's fun about, like, playing with friends too, is how you can complement each other. It's like D&D, you know? Like, you got the tank, you got the healer, you got the damage dealers. And that's what makes it even more enjoyable, is when people have roles to fulfill. Because then you can complement each other, and you can play how you like to play. I like Phasma too a lot. Her blaster is a little inaccurate, which is kind of annoying, but it shoots really fast, which I really like. Big fan. I don't know what her F ability does, though. Literally no idea. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in such a bad spot. Dang. I got, like, pinched, and then Ray came up. Sad. Looks like this might be a loss here. Oh, no, I meant to roll, and I hit Windows. Dang it. Because my roll's on Alt. And Windows is right next to it, and I accidentally tapped Windows instead, so I just stood there and took those shots.
Captain Phasma is here. You best look sharp.
We're doing pretty good though. We might actually stand a chance here.
Clear for grenade.
Oh, that is Luke. I was wondering what that was. I saw a blue light and I was like, that's not a lightsaber, is it? Turns out it was.
Cell controls overloading. Some sort of override.
Boy, this thing is not good at range. I gotta be like right up next to him.
I can't lock them out of the cell controls. You must
Oh, so close. Darn it. Sith troopers are kind of cool. I'll give them a shot. Oh, too late.
They have their people. They're evacuating.
I love this game because you have to rely on your team a lot. You can't win alone, it's impossible. So everyone will have different roles and it'll be such a fun experience for everyone. Yeah, no, that's a good perspective. That's kind of another reason why I think it appeals to me too, because in Call of Duty, it's just like, you just run around and shoot people, which is fun in its own right too, but with like the class system and like all the objectives, and it's more of like a battlefield experience as opposed to like just like a small map where you just like sole focus is to get kills. I noticed too in this Galactic Conquest, it's 2 matches on the same map and you flip. So like you'll play the first one as the Resistance and then you'll flip and you'll play the First Order, which is kind of cool. So you get to see both sides, the defending and the attacking. I like to defend just because you can kind of sit far back and snipe a little bit easier, I think, but still cool. I love, I haven't played it in a really long time, but like the battlefields, I love having like the bullet drop from sniping. My favorite strat as Maul is to get him unlocked as fast as possible, then if 2 Jedis find me, I can 2v1, they'll be so distracted on me to point, oh yeah, I don't win, they'll die from the others shooting them while I'm fighting. And that's a good strat, because the Jedi make a huge impact on the game. And maybe that's my problem, because that's a good perspective. I think like my problem is I want to play a Jedi and I just want to like walk through the enemy team and just start mowing them down with my saber, but I think you're smart because you focus on like taking out the Jedi. You're like a counter Jedi, which could really shift the game too, because sometimes you get like that one player on a hero and it's just like game over. Like they're just gonna walk through the entire team. Dang it. But yeah, I've always been like in any game that has this sort of system where you can like pick your class, I've always been like the heavy gunner archetype. Like I just want to shoot stuff. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. I don't like where I'm at right now. I don't feel safe. Especially with these little goofy tanks. I like though you have like a chance to shoot him in the head, which is cool. It gives you a chance. Defending is definitely easier. Yeah, I would agree 100%. I feel like the defense teams win a lot more than the attacking teams. Oh, I see you.
Gotta keep guarding the fuel supply.
Oop. Oh, I panicked. I saw 3 and I shot between all of them, not landing on a single one. Oh. I guess I should have scoped out for a minute and checked my surroundings. I don't like the rocket troopers. Not a big fan of the infiltrators either. The enforcers I like though. I dig the enforcers. Exactly my plan. Killing the troopers will help a little bit, but I'll die eventually. Yep, my problem. Be back to normal, but taking out the actual Jedi will make a huge impact on the team who wins the duel. Because if I do, then it's almost a guaranteed win. Yeah. Because, I mean, it takes a while to stock up 4,000 points. So if you can get the Jedi, you know, like, it's going to be a while until they can be a Jedi again. Ooh! Got him. Oh, that was satisfying. But when I see, like, that yellow hit marker from hitting someone in the head, that's just, like, so satisfying. It's like ASMR. I'll be honest though, we like haven't touched the objective at all. Oh! Did you see that? That was cool. I sniped him out of the air. That was kind of dope. I'm proud of that one. Ooh, peek, peek. Nice.
Reinforcements landing. Got an ally ready to fight.
Ooh. Clean. Yeah, thank you. That one was very satisfying. My brother, he holds records in like trap shooting. You know, like they shoot the clay pigeons. And so every time I shoot a guy out of the air, I think of my brother. It's funny because I've got 3 brothers, and they are all the coolest guys ever. One is he's a SWAT officer. One is a diesel mechanic that travels the world and works on like oil rigs and freighter ships. And then the last one is a veteran. He was in the EOD bomb squad. He's the guy that wears that giant suit and they disarm mines. So I've got like these 3 super awesome brothers. And then I'm just like, I want to be a streamer. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just funny the disparity between me and my brothers. Hey, we got it. I'm eventually gonna have to get good at head shooting, because I'm currently trying to 100% this game. And an achievement requires 25 headshots with a long blaster. I have 89% on the game. I'm very close to finishing it. Nice. That's pretty close, 89%. You only got like a couple left. That's pretty impressive though, 100%ing this game. I would say, this is a great sniper. Here, let me... I mean, you probably have your personal preferences, but whatever this sniper is, the one that does the most damage, this one's pretty good for sniping heads. But don't let that, you know, force you. I'm sure you've got your own preferences as well. But yeah, you're close. All it takes is practice and repetition, you know? Keep doing it and you'll get good.
The top resistance agent just landed.
Oh, hi. Hello. Oh. Yeah, I shouldn't have used that kill streak so early. If I had waited. I really like Lando too. He's kind of cool. I guess I'll wait until one of them frees up though.
I'm here, taking the gate.
We're in 7th. That's not bad. I'm doing the spaceship stuff right now, which I'm not exactly having a great time with because I suck at aiming. Yeah, I don't even bother with vehicles. I know, like, I know they're good, but I can't be bothered to fly a ship or drive a tank. I just have no interest in that. I don't think I've ever touched them one time, to be honest. Yeah, get out of here.
This'll hurt tomorrow.
see that lightsaber twirling around. I just can't, like, I can't get a good shot right now. Oh, come on. Oh, that was a flick. Oh, that was satisfying. I don't suggest it. It's just flying around in circles hoping there is a meteor next to you. That's all I see these guys do. Like, they literally just fly around in circles the entire time. And that just seems so boring to me. Like, occasionally you get a kill, but man, I just couldn't be bothered. I feel like I crash into the ground way too often too, because that seems to be like, you gotta get up high and then you just gotta dive bomb. And I don't know, that just doesn't appeal to me. Oof. You know, I don't ever use these thermal binoculars. I don't even know if they're... Can you, like, mark enemies? Oh, I guess you get wall hacks. That's actually pretty good. I should pay attention to that more often. Dang. Oh, darn it. That's fair. Night Rain in an hour? Is that new Elden Ring game? Han Solo, nice. What else you got going on today, though? You just hanging out? Watching some streams? Got any plans? I'll try something different. And then I'll probably die immediately and then swap back to Specialist. Realistically. I crashed into a rock and died. Just now? Are you doing like a dual monitor stream or setup right now? Are you playing and watching me play at the same time? That's terrible news. I'm sorry.
Troops on the ground. The rebel base has been
That is funny, though.
evacuated.
Oh, I like this map. This is a cool map.
A special forces crew remains on site.
Was this like Yavin 4, I think? The rebel home base planet. I've never realized the animals in this game too. Like, that was something I only noticed like yesterday. But there's some cool animals in this game. Like, their models are so detailed. This map is like so pretty. It's insane. Ooh. Dang, bro. I try to sit back, and there's always some guy that just ends up flanking. So it's like early day for you because it's 11 p.m. for me. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you were... I don't know what time zone that is. I live on the west coast of the United States, so it's 2:12 p.m. for me right now. Are you like 11 p.m.? So you're 9 hours ahead of me? There's animals in this game? Yeah. I think I've only seen them in this mode, the Galactic Assault. But yeah, there are animals in this game. Super surprising. But if I had to take a guess, 11 p.m., I'm guessing that's like UK or something?
I got this.
I don't like know time zones super well. I'm not super traveled yet. I haven't been able to like travel internationally a whole lot. I would like to though. I would absolutely love to. Sweden. Oh, nice. That's awesome. I've never been. I've only ever been to the States, United States, and Fiji, and that was it. But I've always wanted to make a trip out to Europe at some point. I'm a little bit. I mean, I live in Idaho, which is like a northwestern state in the U.S. And it's a very seasonal state, but our winters are pretty long and they're pretty cold. And we get a lot of snow. And I was born and raised here, but I do not like cold weather. I'm much more of like a hot tropical weather guy. Like heat and humidity. I'm like a lizard, you know? Like I love heat and humidity. So my girlfriend and I, we're actually in 2 months, we're moving down to like the southeastern portion of the US, which is like a lot more humid and warm. It's almost like kind of like a mix of like a tropical and like a swampy environment.
Final countdown and West Turbo Laser.
Yeah, I live in the future. We will invent flying cars at 8 p.m. That's funny. I saw, man, I saw this tweet the other day that was hilarious. It might have been today, actually. I'm not a political guy at all. Like, I have no interest in politics. I just, you know, I'm middle of the fence. I'm neither liberal nor conservative, so this isn't me making a political statement in any way. But I saw a tweet, and it had something to do with like Elon Musk leaving Trump's office, like he's stepping down. And someone made a tweet, and it was like, man, it's crazy how different time zones are. Like the UK is 9 p.m. This country is 8 p.m. and the US is 1940s. And whatever you think politically, like I'm not making a statement either way. I just thought that was such a funny tweet.
The rebels have erased everything useful. This operation is ended and the fleet will take over.
Well, that's really cool. You're my first international viewer I think I've ever gotten, so that's kind of an exciting milestone for me. I love like culture and diversity. I just think it's cool kind of meeting people all over the world and, you know, getting to learn about them and everything. So it's kind of exciting for me, you know. I think that's really neat. I'm definitely going to tell my girlfriend later. I'm going to be like, hey, babe, I had a viewer from Sweden today, and we had a good conversation. Yeah, that's a good tweet. Ah, good. You and I have a lot in common then. I'm just more concerned. I've got so much stuff going on in my own life with like family and friends and all of my like personal ambitions and everything. I just can't be bothered with politics. It just feels like reality TV anymore. It's just so divisive, and politicians just say crazy stuff, man, and I can't be bothered with it anymore. It's very immature, I think. Like either way, I feel like if you're going to represent a country, you would have like some amount of like decorum and professionalism, and that goes for any candidate, you know. But I digress. Not super important. A viewer from Sweden who's from the future. Yeah. What is the future like? Did you guys cure cancer yet?
Stormtroopers on Yavin 4. The Death Star destroyed, command personnel have evacuated, but our data banks are still intact. We can't let the
I know, so when I went to Fiji,
try to blow out our turbo.
Fiji is 19 hours ahead from my time zone.
Can't save our base.
And so I flew from Los Angeles, California, which is like southwestern United States. I flew all the way across the Pacific Ocean to Fiji, and it's like an 11-hour flight, I think it was. But when I was coming back from Fiji, the time that I got back into the United States from Fiji was the exact same hour of the exact same day that I left. So like if I left at like 9 p.m. on like, you know, the 29th of May, I would have come back at that same time. Which was, it was kind of a, you know, it was kind of wild to think about. Just a interesting thing, especially when it comes to sleep, you know, because all the time zone shifting, you're like, man, did I get the right amount of sleep today? I can't remember. All I know is that we're probably going to get nuked for some reason. Oh, that's funny. Well, we did just revive dinosaurs. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. Was that the woolly mammoth, right? Or has there been more since then? I remember when cloning a sheep was a big deal. That's crazy that we're just like bringing... Oh! Didn't we bring back like timber wolves or something? Like some species of like an old wolf? I don't know. I feel like there's always some crazy stuff going on in the news. I can't even remember anymore. Yo, dude, you're 7 followers away from 50, which will allow you to make redeems and all. Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about that when you followed me. I've been streaming for about a month now, and my goal was to hit affiliate, which is 50 followers, by August, because that's the month that my girlfriend and I are moving to Tennessee. But honestly, this has gone a lot faster than I was expecting. So, yeah. Again, thank you for the follow. Like, it really means a lot to me, you know, like, I would never, like, expect money from anyone who ever watches. Like, that's not super important to me, but also at the same time, like, I do want to make this a full-time job at some point, so, I just want to express my gratitude for you following, you know, it's really cool, and you're a pretty cool person. It's been fun hanging out with you, so, community means a lot to me. When I was in college, I actually worked, I was a part of a esports club, like a, collegiate esports club, and we got esports like recognized at our college as like a varsity program with like scholarships and everything. And so I've missed that community aspect ever since I graduated, which was 5 years ago now, back in 2020. So like community and people actually mean a lot to me. It's super cool, especially when it comes to gaming. I love the gaming community. It's one of my favorites. Well, it is my favorite, without a doubt. Yeah, man, it's all good. It means you're doing a great job at this because I'm genuinely having a good time here. Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. And that's super important to hear. Because you guys having fun is very important to me. You know, you guys are the reason why I do this and why I can keep doing this. So, yeah, I'm making small improvements every day. There's so many projects with like overlays and social media and posting content and everything like that. And I've always been kind of like a late adapter of social media because I didn't like it when it first came out. And so I'm kind of like learning all about like hashtags and like algorithms and all of that stuff. But it's been a lot of fun, honestly. It's been a while since I've really like challenged myself and gone outside of my comfort zone, especially since college, because it was kind of a weird situation, you know, like I graduated at 2020, which was like right at the beginning of the COVID pandemic, and that's when like the country was getting locked down. And here, I don't know what it was like in Sweden, but here in the US, we experienced like a huge collapse of like our economy and job, like not a huge collapse, but there was definitely like, there was a bubble that popped for like the career industry, and like our economy just began to tank, and we experienced like some inflation. And so like I had some plans after college, but then it was bad time, you know, it was all bad timing. I couldn't find a job. So I got my bachelor's degree in like a bunch of debt, which is fine. Like, you know, I'll pay that off eventually. I'm not super worried about that. But, you know, it's funny. So my first job, no joke, my first job after college with my bachelor's degree was like I was a mall security guard, and I was making like pretty much minimum wage for my state. And I've just had like a bunch of like random odd jobs since, but yeah, like transitioning back to the whole like streaming thing, like this has been like the most recent time that I've challenged myself and done something different that takes like learning of skills. So it's been a lot of fun. Talking to chat is literally my only must for watching a streamer. I feel like it's really important. When I was starting off streaming, because I also never really watched a whole lot of streamers, funny enough, until recently. And so I started watching streamers and kind of like picking up on some like things that I like and some things that I don't like from everybody. And that was like one thing that bugged me. Obviously some bigger streamers, like there's only so much you can do when you have like tens of thousands of viewers, but even some smaller streamers that I really like, they just like wouldn't talk to their chat at all. And I was like, man, like what are you guys doing? Like this is so boring. Like yeah, the gameplay's good, I like your personality, but like you just don't talk to anybody. Like how do you have this many viewers? They're different strokes for different folks, but yeah, at the end of the day, I thought like communicating with chat was super important. Like interaction is obviously super important. I like, you know, like Queso and Kai Cenat have become pretty big recently, and I like those guys. I like watching those guys, but at the same time, like they're so loud sometimes, it's almost like too much for me to continue watching. I just get like completely lost with like Kai Cenat and Queso just constantly screaming, so I didn't want to be like I just wanted to be true to myself, which is kind of more of a laid-back guy, you know? I can't, like, I can definitely, like, put on a little bit of a show and be funny from time to times, but I can't constantly just be, like, screaming at the camera, having the most extreme reactions, the most minor things. Because that's just not who I am, and I didn't want to pretend to be someone that I'm not, you know? So, like, for the most part, you know, I wanted to give my viewers the experience of, like, what you see is what you get. Like, this is, like, the real me. I'm not putting on a show for you guys. I will try to make sure that you guys are having fun in every way possible, but, you know, I can't be doing that all the time. I understand if you're a big streamer, can't talk to every single message, but smaller definitely should always prioritize chat over everything. Yeah, and that was something I learned. And I feel like that's a pretty important skill, too, is just being able to talk. Because before you got in here, which is about like 30 minutes into my stream, like it was just me, and I was just pretty much talking to myself. But I upload the VODs onto YouTube, just kind of if anyone ever wants to go back and watch them, but also it's kind of like a library for me, and it's a nice way of storing all my videos because it takes up so much space. And so like I can go back and I can kind of watch myself, and I can see like, you know, like even if it's just me here, it's kind of like boring and awkward to watch someone who's just like sitting there playing video games and not saying anything. And so I've just kind of learned to just like begin yapping. And so I'll speak whatever comes to my mind, you know, like what I did the day before and like the movies that I watched, or just kind of use it as like a diary almost. I mean, I'm not just like talking about like my emotions super openly or anything, but I'll just be like, oh yeah, like, you know, I did this today for the stream, and like I want to get this project done, and I was kind of learning about this, and more current events, whatever's going on, whatever tweets are making the rounds for like the video game industry, that type of stuff. I mean, I've been here for like an hour, so you must be doing something right. Yeah, I appreciate that. I try my best in everything that I do.
Received the all clear.
You just chill, which I enjoy, so that's why I'm here. I talk to myself in case people who do join actually know I do have a mic on. Oh, do you stream too? Is your YouTuber user the same as your Twitch? I'll sub to it. Well, that's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have two YouTube channels. One's like my VOD channel, and then one's my base channel, which I just made everything super recently, so I don't have like a whole lot on all of them yet. But my YouTube is just at Thundaclast, like my Twitch name, and then my VODs channel is just Thundaclast VODs, like Thundaclast and then VODS. So, but yeah, I'm on social media too. If you want to follow me on any of those, don't feel pressured to by any means. But most of that should be linked to my Twitch, and yeah. I'm working on, like I said, I'm kind of learning social media, so I'm working on like posting like clips and content and everything, so they don't just like, I want to grow my community pretty quickly. That's my goal anyways, so yeah, I've been like working on that. I think eventually too, once I have a little bit more time, because I work full-time at Costco, so I do as much as I can with what little time I have and the streaming, but I'd eventually like to start posting like video essays on my main YouTube channel. You know, just like those like 10 to 20 minute videos of just people talking about Thundaclast and Thundaclast VODs. Found it. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for the follow. I have TikTok, so I'll follow you there. Awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's really cool. But yeah, on my main YouTube channel, eventually when I get the time, I'll work on doing some like video essays, because I've always loved those. I thought those were super entertaining. Like the infotainment is really cool. And yeah, I was thinking I'll just, you know, kind of talk about like my experiences with games and some like, I've seen like, you know, people make a lot of videos on Skyrim. I'll definitely do one of those. People have made videos on Kenshi. I don't know if you've ever seen or played Kenshi before, but I definitely want to do a video on Kenshi. Yeah. Like I said, whenever I get the time to eventually, but I'm working on it. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for following. So currently right now, I've got like, I think 5 games I'm playing. I'm kind of rotating around. There's Battlefront 2. I'm playing Honor Mode of Baldur's Gate 3. I'm playing a Legendary Survival modded Skyrim run. I just started Schedule 1 a couple of days ago. Oh, and Subnautica. I want to beat I've never beaten the first Subnautica, and I want to beat that before the second one comes out. I'm super excited. And that's probably going to be my current rotation for a little while until I knock another one of those games off the list, because I don't want to like get too stretched out. That's important to me too, is like finishing the series. So like finishing Skyrim, finishing Baldur's Gate, all that. Oh. Oh man, how did I miss that? He just stood there. I panicked. Oh. I'm washed. My head clicking days are over. It's time for me to retire.
Eye on disruptor on target.
Once I get a minute, okay, which I have now, I'll follow you too, because I'll definitely want to tune into a stream sometime and check it out. I am back. I am following you on TikTok as well. Awesome. Thank you for the follow there. I'm glad to have connected with you. And yeah, whenever you happen to be streaming and I'm not doing anything, I'll tune in and I'll check it out and I'll hang out with you too. Knight's Honor. Are you going against AI or real players? These are real players, believe it or not. I've decided to grow a pair. But how you doing, buddy? Glad to see you. You off work already? Oh no, it's Maul. Yeah, that's your boy.
New positions.
I'm kind of spacing, honestly. I got so wrapped up in our conversation. I was enjoying it. I haven't even really focused on the game a whole lot. That's okay though. I don't like this map either. This map is really chaotic. It's hard for me to understand. Oh, and there's Darth Maul again. Here he comes. And there he goes. Just like that. Let's see if I can bait him all the way out. I'm just gonna run. Like, what do you do, you know? You're dead, so you might as well just pull him as far as you can away from the battlefield. Not a whole lot you can do. Nah, last day off because of holiday. Nice. You get a 3-day weekend. I work today. I've got like another 30 minutes, then I need to get ready for work, so. Run! Well, that didn't go well. Yeah. Nope, not at all. Oh, dude! Little turd. Came out of nowhere. Oh, you didn't get a 3-day weekend? You get screwed and get like split days off or something? Darth Maul is just like running through our back line. Dang, man, I can't do any. Oh, and that's boss. So, you know, what do you do? I can't do anything against these guys. When I stream the game I'm playing is mostly just for background entertainment until actual people join, because then I focus on talking with them. That's smart. Very smart. I guess sometimes I get it in my head that the gameplay also has to be good for it to be entertaining, but I think that's just like a me overthinking it thing. But I'm also naturally kind of a competitive player, so it's hard also for me not to try and play really well. Yep, good old Costco. Yep. The good old Co. That's cool you got the day off though. You got any plans for the rest of the day? Oh, get me behind something. Anything, please. Alright. Oh, hello. The gameplay right now is just peak. Oh! Man, you're too kind. I appreciate you. You're very kind. Food with the lady when she gets off. Where are you guys gonna go eat? Where did that tank come from? Yeah, it spawned right on top of me. Luckily it was a Republic tank though, and it wasn't a... Oh, that guy just wrecked. He just did what you did. Oh. Where'd he go? Oh, dang it, man. Oh, I missed so many shots. Maul's back again. Maul's always back. He's always running around behind us. Gameplay is so funny because the deaths are so goofy. That's true, yeah. It's a good point. It's always me hard-scoping and then getting, like, murdered from behind. Usually from Darth Maul. Step into my grenade, Maul. All you can do at that point is just be a distraction. Oh, we can't be a hero. I want to be my girl. We're inside now, though, so that's cool. I like... Oh, no, we're not. I spoke too soon. The running meme on this stream is Maul being everywhere. Yeah. I think I see him on the radar already, too.
Enemy leader attacking. Droid scanned.
Yeah, I know Maul's gonna tear it up once we get to inside. That's not gonna be good.
Fouled it up. MP's in position. We need to pull back, but I promise, we're not giving up yet. Keep those guns cool. Closing range.
Alright, chat.
Kill sweep.
Here we go. Ready for Maul to destroy us. We just got inside just now. They blew down the gate, so now we're holding the interiors. Maul is slowly closing in on the radar. Yeah. Oh, there he is again.
New enemy.
That's gotta be him.
Identified.
There's Kylo. I saw Kylo for sure. Still can't be anybody.
Flankers at the west station. They're transferring control.
Oh, I was so busy looking the other corner because I saw the big red dot. I didn't even think to check to my left.
Should stop the override.
Well, it's gonna be a massacre now. I know. I'm doing everything I can, but I know it's futile.
Grenade! Flankers overriding the east station.
Well,
Too many of them.
just stood there and took that.
Fall back to the
Oh, we can be someone now, though. Said no heroes are available, but I haven't seen a single hero. Well, it's gonna be a yeah. Oh, I damn it! I was reading chat and I missed the opportunity. That's figures.
Protect the control stations and keep the enemy
All
out.
right, well here we go. Here it comes.
Nowhere left to run. Hostiles, throne room or we die.
Just shoot down the doorway. That's what happens at this point. Is boy, these guys are good on their heroes. That's what happens at this point. It gets so busy and hectic. You start shooting down hallways. You see just a red on your radar and you just shoot in that direction and you'll probably eventually hit something. Oh, this is another strat I've seen too. The Droidekas that just roll around the objective. I've seen a lot of that.
Powering on.
See if we can hold them here.
I've got your back.
Oh. Who on their side cast? Oh no. My father's killing me. I just gotta run. Keep running. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised we outran him. That's kind of crazy.
Fire invader. Everything we have.
Alright, where'd he go? You need 100 kills? Yeah, 100 kills to beat them. We have to kill 100 of them before they can capture the objective. That's how this works. That light is so bright. What is that? That with like the flashbangs, it's hard to tell what's going on.
You're not serious.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I feel like I fought this one before.
We're holding them. You're doing better now? Yeah. I need like, there's, the beginning of Naboo is really hard to defend, but once you get into this room, it's a major chokehold for the enemy team.
Stay close.
It's hard to capture.
Better make it quick.
Brighter than the sun. That was, like, look at how bright that is. It kind of hurts to look at.
Lecter online.
BB-8's a good one on this map.
Vader.
Here comes Vader. I'm trying to get back so he doesn't get me.
No talking to hide behind.
I'm waiting for him to come through that door. There he is.
No. Fine.
He's making like a final push because they're getting so low now. He's got no other choice. And he's down already though. Leia's so good on this game mode though, because you just spam grenades through the doorways. That and pull out the blaster and you're solid. See? Easy as that.
They're on the run now.
Funny how you be at work when I'm sleeping. Yeah, so I work night shift anyways, but yeah, because I clock in at 3:45 and you're 9 hours ahead of me, I think. So it'd be 12:45 for you when I start working. And then I'm not off until 10:15 tonight, which will be like 7:15 your time. So you go to bed when I go to work, and you might be like about to wake up when I get off work. But I don't think I have time for another match. I gotta go get ready for work. 11:40 p.m. right now. Yeah, it's 2:44 for me. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready for work. Thank you guys for hanging out. It was a really fun stream. Fire Elite Twitch, it was nice meeting you. Night's on if you're still hanging around. It was good seeing you, buddy. But yeah, thank you guys for the stream. I work again tomorrow. I work the rest of the week, so I'll probably try and get like another short stream in before work tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good night, and be at your next stream. Sweet. I'm glad to hear it. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Until next time. Yeah, thanks.